Hey y'all, this is Angela.
And this is Darrea.
And this is Where Are My Keyz?
Welcome back, y'all.
Hey!
Y'all know I was going to say it.
So in lieu of a recap, we got a really great response to our Platonic episode, episode 3. So we thought that we'd expound and because it's really a whole lot to unpack in 30 minutes. So, man, y'all response, y'all showed up. Everybody but the men.
Yeah, I was gonna say we do need to say where y'all at, men. Like, we needed to know from y'all perspective. Can you be? You know what? I think they were hiding because they're just telling us that we were right. Men always want something else to avoid that drama. They were just like, well, no, I take it back.
We weren't trying to blow their game up.
Yeah, we had 2 that responded that said men and women can be friends.
Both married. Yeah, so happy wife, happy life.
That's right.
But yeah. So where you want to start? So
let's start with the YouTube comment because I think that was a very good.
Yeah, shout out to Health Be Mind. She what's up, girl? Thank you for commenting. She made a comment to the effect of how we navigate relationships is not to control the connection between other individuals, but when you enter into those kind of relationships, you have a duty and obligation to trust, love, and evolve, not own your partner's relationships with people.
She said trust, love,
and evolve.
And evolve. So, I don't know. I mean, I feel like we are, as a people, very territorial, very possessive. For some reason, when we have something, it's ours and nobody else's. So we don't like to share. Maybe that's a rooted in a childhood issue. We didn't like to share as a kid. So it's the same in relationships. So I don't want to share my husband, or I don't want to share my boyfriend, or I don't want to share, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So then it turns into, no, you can't be friends with so-and-so.
Yeah.
But we don't have that right to control anyone either. Because what if the roles were reversed and somebody was telling you that you couldn't be friends with the opposite sex because of their issue?
Yeah.
Tell us about it.
Yeah.
What you think?
What's interesting is when you hear about those horror stories about the friend at work.
The work. You know what? And what I don't like, I'm going to be honest, you can have a friend at work, but don't call him your work husband, your work wife, your work babe. If you are in a relationship, like, I just feel like that's disrespectful. And regardless if you feel, irregardless, whatever, if you feel like this person is my friend, there's nothing there. No, you have a boyfriend. Yeah. You have a girlfriend, or you have a husband, you have a wife. So let's stop doing that. They could be your work friend, but not your work husband or girl or wife.
They're never going to tell you, though.
You better not say it when I'm around.
I think where we hit the danger zone is when you're at work, you probably left the house and, had a little spat.
Oh.
And then you go to work and you vent to your work friend.
Yeah.
And then they start to covet that home life because they see that they're trying, they're bringing you flowers, they have asked your opinion on what birthday gift to give, so they like, my little lonely self wants somebody to bring me flowers and perfume and chocolates, but they don't see that you leave your drawers on the floor. They don't see that you're watching football, you're a football widow. They don't see all that part because he's omitting all those things. So sometimes that friend relationship is a Trojan horse. So I think that's where some of those insecurities come from. Yeah.
I mean, I probably would have to agree with that. And I think we have to be... So I work alone, which is great, except for my other job when I work with a bunch of women. So that's great too. But I feel like we have to be careful and be mindful of kind of what you were talking about. So if I have a work or just a friendship, work, whatever, and telling my woes to that person of the opposite sex, that's where you can get into trouble. Yeah,
very lopsided, a very lopsided perception.
Because, and then that person is like, oh, there's a crack. Let me slide on in and see, see if I can, get into that relationship or, make him see what a value it is that he could have in me or she could have in me.
Yes.
Because hubby or wife ain't doing what they need to do at home.
Right.
So you got to be careful. That's a whole nother topic, but I just feel like we need to talk about that because, you know, a lot of us have work friendships and they're, you know, they're of the opposite sex. So you got to, don't be talking. I mean, just like with your girlfriends, you don't tell your girlfriends everything that's going on in your marriage either.
Yeah, because they're going to harbor. You could have been made up, but your girlfriends are harboring.
Yes, your sisters will harbor it too. Tell them, Darius. Don't tell me if you don't want me to be mad at that person because I'm going to hold a grudge.
Right. That's our job.
Yeah.
That is our job.
But yeah, like, so definitely establishing those boundaries and just making sure that, again, you are trusting your partner. You have to trust them. That's probably the end all be all. And if you don't trust, then that's a conversation that you need to have. And then that's some work that you have to do inside yourself as well. Because your partner, even your partner doing everything that they need to do to establish that trust and make you feel as though you are trustworthy, if they have an internal issue, it's nothing that person's going to be able to say or do.
Say that.
You know what I mean?
Say
to help you along and to continue to trust him. He could be the most, you know, trustworthy person on the planet, or she, vice versa. But if they have an internal issue, they're going to have to fix that first. Yeah. And then they should be able to trust you.
Absolutely. I think we would save ourselves so much time and frustration if we would just work on us, the individual first, before we start inviting other people into our mess.
Man, that's good. And I'm sorry, but I feel like now, and I talk to people about this all the time, like this generation, or the generation that's coming behind us, is so very aware of feelings, mental health, therapy, you know, and us growing up, that wasn't talked about in our home. You know what I mean?
Sit down, you be all right.
Right. So then you go sit down and you try to figure out, you know, what to do next. But now that there's like therapy is an option, you know, I think some of us need to kind of go ahead and pick that up. And talk about some things. And a lot of times I feel like we think we all right, you know, we've learned how to self-soothe. And so we try to do that, but it comes out when we are trying to have relationships with other people. So yes, Angie said we need to work on ourselves before we try to, you know, and so now that we know that, now that we know better, you know, we can do better. So if you want to have a boyfriend, a girlfriend, a husband and wife, and you know that there are some things that, you know, are going on, get those together first, and then everything else will follow.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah.
So with you being a married person, do you think, okay, so we got married young. So I was 23 when I got married. How old were you?
I was probably 21, 22.
Okay.
Yeah.
So when you're young
22,
like that,
I think.
you really don't know what questions to ask. So growing up there, I call them a baseline for normality. So what you saw growing up is kind of how you conduct yourself and navigate adulthood or whatnot. So I really didn't get to see how you negotiate certain interactions in the marriage. So with that being said, can the rules for interacting with people outside of the relationship, can those be rewritten and or redefined?
I think so, and I think they probably should be, because we do evolve as people as we get older. Things change within us, things change within the relationship. So yes, some things may have to be revisited. And yes, I think the rules can be rewritten if everybody's agreeable. Now, don't try to do it because it's something that you want. You know what I mean? And then you trying to like make your partner do that too, or be on board with that as well. Like make sure everybody together. You know, again, I think one of our commenters said like men and women can be friends, but no new friends. So I can't make a new male friend because, you know, I can have my established friendships, but I can't make
grandfather in.
Right, they're grandfathered in. But I can't go out here and I got a new friend, Joe, that I met today. His name is, you know, such and such.
No, you don't.
Right. So now I want to reestablish some rules, you know, because we talked about my old friends, but now I got a new friend. But I think, again, if that's a relationship that has evolved, or you found a friend at work or whatever, it's worth revisiting. And again, make sure he, you know, meets your husband, or make sure she meets your wife. Make sure, you know, you bring them around the home. And I mean, I don't know, to be honest, no new friends. I probably agree with that. I probably agree with that commenter, because it's just weird. Like, why at this point is there a new friendship of
regardless
the
of the level or degree of transparency, under no circumstances, no new friends.
No, I'm just saying. Again, like, things happen, relationships happen, and you just don't know why that, somebody, becomes your friend. I think we're just used to making friends of the same sex, but I don't think that there should be anything wrong. I don't think it should be a stigma on making friends of the opposite sex if that happens. But again, communication, boundaries, etc. My question would be, and I think I always ask this, so I asked this in the last episode, does that friend, is that friend married? I think that, to me, that's important. Although people cheat, all the time, which we talk about that too. But I feel like it would be more acceptable to me if that person was married as well. Because if you're single, what are you looking for in a friendship with my husband, or what are you looking for in a friendship with somebody's wife?
I feel like you have to make sure the foundation, because if people are not happy, they're going to find a way to cheat. That's why, like, when people do cheat, yeah, it's trash behavior, but at the same time, there are two perspectives to every story. You know what I'm saying? So people don't just up and cheat for the sake of cheating, or that's what I think. maybe not. Trash individual. All right, but I'll give this one example. So, in a past relationship, this person was cheated on. All right, but at the same time, in speaking with this person, I could see how that happened. I'm not condoning cheating by no chance, but I could easily see how it happens. Like, if you're not tending to your mate, if you're not tending to your partner, if you are dismissive, or if you are speaking down to them or condescending,
there's a crack. And somebody gonna find their way into that crack. So
exactly. And if they're telling you everything you want, you're smart, you're beautiful, you're funny, you smell good, I'll take that any day. But if you're, again, you have to work on you.
So new friends of the opposite sex is okay.
If you're married, you have to communicate. You have to communicate, negotiate.
So again, I guess it's up to the individual couple.
Agreed.
Whether you can redefine or whether you should rewrite the rules when it comes to friendships.
Okay. So with that being said, can you be friends after being intimate
with someone?
Yeah.
I don't know. What do you think?
Is
there a fine line?
I personally don't keep in contact with my exes because they're exes for a reason, and it's really what do we have to talk about?
What if you broke up amicably? Like,
I've never had that experience.
Okay.
Like, it's a cordial, mutual agreement to separate ways. But there's really no reason. It doesn't serve me to speak with my exes. Yeah. I mean, I'm cordial. I'm not mean or anything. But it's just like, I'm probably not going to call you and be like, hey, let's go get a beer. I'm probably not going to do that. I'm not close to it, but it's very unlikely.
I don't know. To each his own, I guess. Because some people are mature enough to say, like, okay, well, the relationship that we had didn't work out, but I think you are a great person for somebody else. And I enjoy that friendship, that we had. So yeah, let's be friends. I can't say that I personally am friends with anybody that, like, I don't talk to somebody on a regular basis or anything like that. Those relationships kind of sailed. Yeah.
Yeah, you've outgrown them.
Yeah.
Okay, so another little layer to this thing.
Ooh, juicy.
I know. Okay, so if friendships are the foundation of a good relationship, romantic or otherwise, how do you navigate that?
As far as what?
When it crosses the line into being romantic.
So if you're just saying we're just starting off just friends. Yeah,
and this thought came basically from a couple of different viewers who commented that you can't be platonic if there's chemistry or if they're attracted to one another. So I love to laugh. So, man, if you can make me laugh, you can be a little ugly. You can be a little ugly. You got a sense of humor.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I really want to be friends with my partner. Mm-hmm. So I think that's probably why I'm not friends with any of my exes, because women want love, men want sex.
Is she right, man? I don't know. Y'all didn't chime in the last time. I think Angie might be right.
We're gonna implement anonymous
comment
section.
Come on, y'all.
And voice distortion once we go live. But I feel like that is what people in our carnal state, that's what we want. Women want love, men want sex. So if the friendship is solid between men and women, mm-hmm. then I feel like that is a natural progression.
Ooh. I don't know. I mean, it's hard for me to speak, I guess, from a married perspective.
So you and your husband weren't friends before you all decided to date, or was it always?
No, we were friends. Because he was one of those people where we talked about this not too long ago, where, you know, I was in college when we met, so I had some relationship down there. We weren't. I had some relationships, I guess I should say, in college, and when we met, I wasn't interested in, you know, being just somebody's girlfriend at the time, because I still had some stuff that I was dealing with at college. Okay. So he was the guy that I talked to about those dudes at college. So
and he was like, Birdman hand rub.
Yeah. So he definitely probably was listening. But yeah, I mean, he was there. He was a friend. We talked, we laughed, and, you know, different things like that. And then when I decided to be, you know, when I decided I was done with being treated like crap, because that's basically what it was, you know, that's when I decided to say, let's be more than friends. Because he was pursuing and wanted to be, but I wasn't at the time, because I was still trying to, you know,
dabble.
Yeah, in some whackness.
Girl, why we gotta dabble in the whackness?
We dumb.
You so right.
No, I used to tell my friends back then that nice guys finish last. So my husband was a nice guy, and I wasn't used to that. Mm-hmm. I was used to being treated like trash, which is a shame. You know, again, following up behind somebody who none of the people that I dated in college, we were never in a relationship. We were never boyfriend, girlfriend. But to me, we had an established something. And so, like, I definitely was probably insecure in college. So, you know, I didn't trust. There was no trust. But there probably was no level of trust, because I wasn't a trustworthy person at that time either. So I was doing my dirt, expected them not to do dirt. And then when I found out they did dirt, I was upset. That's a whole other conversation. Y'all know that's what we do.
That's a common story.
Yeah.
That is a very common story.
Yeah.
Get them before they get us.
Basically. But yeah, so now, no, me and my husband were friends. I thought he was cute, or otherwise I wouldn't have given him my number. And so then when I
ugly do not apply.
Unless you're funny, like Angie said. Then we might have something to talk about. But yeah, we were friends, and then when I decided to focus on that, then it was just like, oh, okay, yeah, this is what I've been missing in a relationship. Yeah. And I always tell people that because I was dabbling in a few different things here, all of those people had different things that I was looking for. Somebody was funny, somebody was sweet, somebody was this, somebody was that. Well, my husband encompassed all of those things. So then to me, that's why I never wanted to step out, because he had all those qualities that I was looking for. I finally found that one person who had all the qualities I was looking for. So if that's what's going on, and you feel like, well, this person does this and this person does that, neither one of those people are the one. They got to do it all.
Wow.
Yeah.
So it's possible. You're saying there's a chance.
You know it's a chance.
Oh, that's so dope. I love that.
Yes.
I love that. So men, keep doing what you're doing. Keep being that shoulder to crown, that listening ear, all those things.
Because she gonna come back to where, you know.
Yeah. So I think that kind of reiterates what I was saying.
Yes, it
does. They be waiting for the opportunity.
They do. And I don't know if he was waiting per se, because we also had a lapse in where we didn't talk. So talked to him. He was my friend, whatever. Then because I was trying to do over here, I stopped talking to him. Like I ghosted him before ghost became a term. So I hadn't chatted with him for like months.
You were afraid of what?
I just was trying to get old boy back here. Like I just was focused on that relationship.
Man, what is wrong with us?
Yep. And then when I decided that like I was done being treated like trash, I called him on a humbug and was just like, hey, what's up? And I tell people this all the time. He talked to me as if no time had passed if I just had not ghosted him. But I think he told me later on, he was like, hey, man, this girl weird. But like, you know, whatever, then just calling me. But he talked to me as if no time had passed. And then we took it from there.
I love when it works. How long y'all been married?
19 years in November.
Wow. That is amazing. I fell in love with my husband. Like he, so the first time I met him, we were kind of going off on a tangent.
That's all right. We always do. Yeah, I got the gist of it. Go ahead.
I hated my husband when I first met him because he was just being a jerk. He was like counting how many beers everybody drank. I was like, yo, don't bring him to my house no more. But the second time we met, we really hit it off. And so I don't know if certain things have to transpire, if we just need to have different experiences for people. How
much time was it between when you guys first met?
It was maybe a little over a year, I guess.
Oh, and for the second time?
Yeah.
Wow.
Because I didn't even recognize him the second time.
Okay.
So I guess he had done a little growing too.
Yeah.
But it's funny because his aunt, we were in a club and his aunt tapped me on my shoulder. She was like, you have a boyfriend? I'm thinking she gay. I don't know.
It depends.
But she was like, this is my nephew. And it was on from there. He just could make me laugh. And he's mad. He was mad nerdy. Like he's just really super smart. And then you can see little specks of them in our sons today. But it's just so cool. A lot of things he said back then just went over my head then, but they resonate today, 8 years later.
Yeah, I think that's good.
Yeah, and I also feel like that is another part of that friendship piece. Like, is this person engaging you? Are y'all having these kind of conversations that kind of roll around in your brain days later? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They're not saying no dumb stuff like, what you doing? I'm working.
Right. At 9 o'clock. What you doing, Tix? But I think just like, yes, so your friendships that you're trying to establish that you want to be more than friendships with a male, you know, if that's what you guys are on and have talked about. Just like your friendships, how we talked about regular friendships, like between male and male, female, whatever, or just whatever your friendships are, they should enhance your life at some point, or they should push you, or they should, you know. So if I just feel like there's a level, like how we talk about, your circle should include this, and that. Well, so should your significant other that you are pursuing or that's pursuing you. If they're not enhancing, not causing you to grow, not causing you to be great or helping you to be great. And I'm not saying like take on a project, you know, or you shouldn't be somebody's project.
Wait, run it back.
I'm not saying to take on a project or you being somebody's project, like somebody fixing you up to get you right for the next person. What I'm saying, you all should equally help each other level up if you are pursuing, you know, a relationship that's going to be marriage. Because that's what, 1,000%. For females, like Angie said, we're looking for love. So most females are looking to be married. So if you are courting men, that's old term, but if you are dating a woman, know that that's what we're looking for as an end result.
That's a word.
So you, again, vice versa, like we should be equally pushing each other, you know, into purpose.
Otherwise, it's not a match.
No, just let it go early. Red flag. Y'all talk about them red flags. Red flag. Just cut it off.
So how do we wave that red flag? Ghost. We don't want to ghost nobody, right? No?
I don't care about ghosting. I think ghosting is fine. No. I take that back. I was just having a conversation with my second oldest. Okay. Because, so y'all, she liked boys. So she was talking about, I don't want to put her on blast. I shouldn't have put her on blast. But anyway,
well, you don't know which one.
I did say who it was.
Oh, never mind.
But anyway, so she was saying how, again, this is not whatever. This was just some guy some dude. But anyway, he stopped talking to her, like wouldn't respond to her text, what have you, goes to her, whatever. So I just was like, and she said they're going to see each other at some point soon, whatever, in the basketball circuit. So I just told her, like, when you see him, you're like, hey, what's up? You know, have your head earbuds in, keep it moving, but keep it casual, keep it cute, and don't let them know that you're bothered, you know? And I said, I guarantee he's going to try to reach out after you guys see each other in person. I said, and then that's when you ghost him. I think ghosting is okay at times, but I think we're mature. We all should be mature enough to say, I'm not interested.
And this is why.
I'm just gonna, you know.
Best of luck on your future endeavors.
Yeah. And I think that that's important because don't waste nobody's time.
Correct.
That's why it's important not to ghost people, because somebody, that other party, is still waiting, you know, thinking maybe, and still reaching out and texting and, you know, calling at some point. So just let them know, like, you know what, I'm not interested. Like, I'm just gonna, whatever. Yeah. We too young, we too old to be ghosting people. I think our listeners are too old.
Yeah, and that's the mature thing. That's the grown-up way to do things. You know, so at least, so the other party never has to wonder.
Yes.
And if they choose to work on that piece, then they have that option.
Yeah. Like, and again, honesty is okay, and honesty in a constructive way. So if you need to let them know, again, something that maybe it just didn't fit for you, you can let them know that, and then maybe they can work on, like, oh, okay, I was too needy. You know, let me work on that for my next relationship, so that I won't, you know, help. We're helpers to one another. Help them out.
And look, I tickle my own self. God, keep saying these phrases in terms of just grow up, Angie, grow up. But like, I make myself laugh because I have gotten to a space. We're 43. I've gotten to a space where I am just brazen. Like, I'm tactful, but I am very explicit in my needs, my wants and needs. Like, if I'm interested in you, I'm like, yo, you really need to do X, Y, and Z if you want to go forward with this.
Yeah.
Otherwise,
leave me alone.
Cut it out. Yeah. But yeah, and people are responsive to that. I've never had well, forget you trick. I've never had one of those.
And if you do, then move on. Yeah.
Trash.
I think it's important to be honest. And again, that to me, that's maturity. Yeah. Because you know what you want. You don't want to waste your time. What did you say about time?
You're never getting it back.
Yeah, you're never getting it back. So I'm not. If you can't do what I need you to do, like, be gone, get out of my life, you know, whatever.
Yeah, move out the way so the next contestant can step on up.
Yep. and ladies, you know, I feel like we always talk to the ladies because we're women. But ladies, like, be okay with that. Like, if he not gonna give you what you need, keep it moving.
Amen.
Yeah, don't waste your time.
There are how many billions of men on this planet?
I don't know, but it's a lot. Billions. Yep, go to the gym. I see them when I'm at the gym. Yeah. I always be telling people I'm gonna take them to Applebee's because they used to be the spot back in high school. I don't think men are there anymore. Because when we was in high school, everybody went to Applebee's on House Ferry. Yes.
Not that death trap.
Yes. Well, you know, it was North County. That was where we were. So.
Yeah, living on the edge.
But yeah, I just feel like y'all get out and find y'all some. There are plenty of fish in the sea.
There's nothing wrong with dating yourself. That's when they really be circling. Sharks in the water.
Yeah.
You be like, oh, she needs a date. She needs somebody to pay her down.
Lonely. Ooh, child, that's another, you know. But yeah, friendships, communication, boundaries. You know, you just gotta.
Yeah, just be mindful. Don't just go in here just wilding out. Like, okay, so I'm making a point to kind of, if I'm not really clear on how I feel about something, I will let you know. I need a couple days. I need some time.
Give me some space.
Yeah. So I can come into this without emotion, without heat, and I'm being objective.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
Well, we're coming to the end of it, y'all. Y'all know what we want y'all to do. Like, share, comment, subscribe, turn on your notifications so that you know when we're posting new content.
Yeah, and follow us. I'm at the Smaller Rooms.
At Angie Darrea on IG. And you can follow us on all of our social media at where_r_my_Keyz, Key with a Z.
And tell all of your friends. And friend in the UK, we love you.
Yes, we do.
We don't know who you are. We want to meet you.
Keep watching.
All right, peace, y'all.
Love y'all.